everyone. Welcome back to Yes, I'm Her. I'm here with part two of We Are Going Back Home. In part two, I'll be talking about how it all started and why we was enslaved, who sent us into slavery, who is owning the land that belongs to us, and also what should we be doing at this time. And last but not least, I'll be adding in pictures and videos, okay? So keep watching if this is interesting to you, okay?
Ezekiel 2. He said to me, Son of man, stand up on your feet, and I will speak to you. As he spoke, the Spirit came into me and raised me to my feet, and I heard him speaking to me. He said, Son of man, I am sending you to the Israelites, to a rebellious nation that has rebelled against me. They and their ancestors have been in revolt against me to this very day. The people to whom I am sending you are obstinate and stubborn. Say to them, This is what the Sovereign Lord says. And whether they listen or fail to listen, for they are a rebellious people, they will know that a prophet has been among them. And you, Son of man, do not be afraid of them or their words. Do not be afraid, though briars and thorns are all around you, and you live among scorpions. Do not be afraid of what they say, or be terrified by them, though they are a rebellious people. You must speak my words to them, whether they listen or fail to listen, for they are rebellious. But you, Son of man, listen to what I say to you. Do not rebel like that rebellious people. Open your mouth and eat what I give you. Then I looked, and I saw a hand stretched out to me. In it was a scroll, which he unrolled before me. On both sides of it were written words of lament and mourning and woe. Ezekiel 3. And he said to me, Son of man, eat what is before you, eat this scroll. Then go and speak to the people of Israel. So I opened my mouth, and he gave me the scroll to eat. Then he said to me, Son of man, eat this scroll I am giving you, and fill your stomach with it. So I ate it, and it tasted as sweet as honey in my mouth. He then said to me, Son of man, go now to the people of Israel, and speak my words to them. You are not being sent to a people of obscure speech and strange language, but to the people of Israel, not to many peoples of obscure speech and strange language, whose words you cannot understand. Surely if I had sent you to them, they would have listened to you. But the people of Israel are not willing to listen to you, because they are not willing to listen to me. For all the Israelites are hardened and obstinate. But I will make you as unyielding and hardened as they are. I will make your forehead like the hardest stone, harder than flint. Do not be afraid of them, or terrified by them, though they are a rebellious people. And he said to me, Son of man, listen carefully and take to heart all the words I speak to you. Go now to your people in exile and speak to them. Say to them, This is what the Sovereign Lord says. Whether they listen or fail to listen. Then the Spirit lifted me up, and I heard behind me a loud rumbling sound as the glory of the Lord rose from the place where it was standing. It was the sound of the wings of the living creatures brushing against each other, and the sound of the wheels beside them, a loud rumbling sound. The Spirit then lifted me up and took me away. And I went in bitterness, and in the anger of my spirit, with the strong hand of the Lord on me. I came to the exiles who lived at Tel Aviv, near the Kabar River, and there, where they were living, I sat among them for 7 days, deeply distressed. At the end of 7 days the word of the Lord came to me, Son of man, I have made you a watchman for the people of Israel. So hear the word I speak, and give them warning from me. When I say to a wicked person, You will surely die, and you do not warn them or speak out to dissuade them from their evil ways in order to save their life, that wicked person will die for their sin, and I will hold you accountable for their blood. But if you do warn the wicked person, and they do not turn from their wickedness or from their evil ways, they will die for their sin, but you will have saved yourself. Again, when a righteous person turns from their righteousness and does evil, and I put a stumbling block before them, they will die. Since you did not warn them, they will die for their sin. The righteous things that person did will not be remembered, and I will hold you accountable for their blood. But if you do warn the righteous person not to sin, and they do not sin, they will surely live because they took warning, and you will have saved yourself. The hand of the Lord was on me there, and he said to me, Get up and go out to the plain, and there I will speak to you. So I got up and went out to the plain, and the glory of the Lord was standing there, like the glory I had seen by the Kabar River, and I fell face down. Then the Spirit came into me and raised me to my feet. He spoke to me and said, Go, shut yourself inside your house, and you, son of man, they will tie with ropes. You will be bound so that you cannot go out among the people. I will make your tongue stick to the roof of your mouth so that you will be silent and unable to rebuke them. For they are a rebellious people. But when I speak to you, I will open your mouth, and you shall say to them, This is what the Sovereign Lord says. Whoever will listen, let them listen, and whoever will refuse, let them refuse, for they are a rebellious people.
So I'm so sorry for that long clip, but that clip is necessary and it is needed, and it's very informative because Ezekiel was basically the Most High's watchman for the Israelites. The Israelites, which is our ancestors at that during that time, was very rebellious. They didn't listen to God. They wasn't trying to do anything according to God's will. They was following other gods. They was worshiping other gods. They was doing a whole lot of stuff that had nothing to do with their own culture. And we are the chosen people. So they didn't even know that they were chosen. They couldn't have known that they was chosen people because they wouldn't have been doing what they was doing. But I do feel like a big part of patience played a part in that. But yeah, stay tuned for more. Okay, so now we know why we were sent into slavery. At least briefly, we know why we were sent into slavery. Our ancestors was very rebellious, didn't want to hear, had a hard head, very hard head. We know how it is when, as parents, those of us that are parents, we tell our kids to do something and they don't do it, then we punish them. Like, okay, look, I'm taking this away. You're not doing this. You got to be dealt with. So we had to be dealt with as a people, as a nation. And who sent us? The Most High sent us into slavery. That's why we are in the predicament that we are in. And we are starting to wake up slowly but surely. That's a whole nother video. But I also wanted to kind of like briefly talk about who's owning the land now. So who's owning the land now is the people that's over there right now. I can't get it out. So I do apologize for that. So the Palestinians own the land of Israel right now. The Palestinians and the Jordanians, they own the land of Israel right now until further notice. But baby, we'll be getting it back. What else? What should we be doing right now? We should be following the laws following the laws of God. The 10 Commandments. At least make sure we follow those. That's another video, but that's briefly what we should be doing. And yeah, so just stay tuned to part 3. I just wanted to kind of get in there and throw some little nuggets out there, some little brief little information, just to get a little. We gonna crawl our way through. We ain't finna run through here, sprint. We gonna take our time and get through this. Okay? Thank you.